Konami Studios. Alien number 1, that is right, folks. Guess who got the rights to Alien and Predator? That, of course, is Marvel Comics, which you could probably do a whole deep analysis if they got this because of the Fox stuff. I'm going to go under the assumption they just wanted it. You know, they got Conan, they got Ultraman, they probably just got it for fun. I think that's a good angle to play up. Maybe it's not, I don't know, but still, good book. Philip Kennedy Johnson, who just took over Superman in a really big way that I really enjoyed, is the writer of this book too, and you can really feel a great science fiction presence in here. Salvador Larroca is the artist, and man, did this book look great. Right off the bat, I'm going to say this was dope. You know, it doesn't play out exactly like every other interpretation of the Aliens lore we've seen. This is a little more grounded on Earth and deals with a little bit more of like the trauma of having an encounter with the alien, which I think works pretty well. It's set in the year 2200, is that right? I think that's what it was. And it makes sense that we're a little bit in the future there, so it's pretty cool to see. So we open up this book. We are watching the dreams of a man named Gabriel Cruz. We'll learn more about him in a bit, but his dreams, he is seeing this like weird, creepy thing where there's like the word alien inside written on like the top of like his sleeping chamber. I can't remember the name of those. Look, guys, I'm going to jump in and say this too. I know a lot about the aliens lore, but I don't know everything. Like there's specific things I can't tell you what it's called or what the timeline is or any of that, but I know more than the average person is what I'm going to say on that. So Gabriel is having this dream, and he's seeing like these weird xenomorph creatures and like a different looking queen in the middle as this different looking woman, and she's like leading like the rodents into like their infestation, and she's like the goddess amongst the maggots, and you're like, that's a weird thing. We see that he is talking to a therapist, and the therapist is kind of like a bishop droid. You're like, oh, that's pretty fun. I like having that angle thrown in there. Very cool to see. So there's like, we see that we're on like this thing called the Epsilon station, and Gabriel is like this big military man, but he's going into retirement. They're kind of saying it's kind of a forced retirement because nobody really wants to fly with him anymore. But he's like trying to make the best of it. He's going to go reconnect with his son. And he's like, on Earth, we have like those bishop droids. They can talk to you too. And if you want to come back here and you and me can do it personally, we can do that together. But there'll be a bishop for you when you want to have that conversation. I thought that was pretty cool. We get a nice page where, like one of the guys that runs the Epsilon station is just saying his goodbyes to Gabriel. And it's just like, okay, let's have a nice speech. Everyone's watching, like applauding the guy. They'll eventually name a wing of the place after him. He's having a good time. He's like, I can't wait to go back to Earth, just reconnect with my son, and just like get my life back together. Like I enjoyed working here for Weylund-yutani, and now we're going back to Earth, and I can't wait to start the next chapter, which is pretty fun. I think it's a great feeling that we're just like seeing like this guy retiring, because we've seen a bunch of alien stuff where like the crew is in their prime. This guy's a little on the outs and outs right now, which I think's a different thing, and I liked that we're exploring that. It's kind of fun. So we see that he is just living on Earth now. It's been I think they're saying it's been a little bit of time. I don't think they specify the amount, but it's currently February. And we see that Danny, his son, is like in the vehicle with his lover, and they're just like, hey, I'm going to go see my dad. Okay, I'm just going to get this done. And the idea is that these people are very anti-Weylund-yutani. Like, they hate him. They don't like anything that company does. They are just really against it. And Danny's going to go talk to his dad. So we get a nice moment where they reunite. He embraces a hug. But you can tell there's some tension between the two. We kind of specified it before without like really diving into it. And I like that, like, Gabriel's actually trying to connect to his son. Like, it's been years since he saw him. And he's like, so do you still play chess? Do you like have that? But he had another son named Lucas, who we were saying is dead because Danny said earlier that, Weylund-yutani killed his brother or his family. So you're like, Danny's obviously mad at his dad for what he chose to do. But we see, like, it's kind of playing up in a certain way that I'm enjoying a lot. So we see that Danny's going to go look for something. He says he's going to the bathroom, but we know he's trying to steal something from the scene he saw of his lover. And you just see that Gabriel's just remembering a part of himself and like the trauma he experienced with his crew. So we see what his crew was. We see all the people there. I'm sure we're going to get more flashbacks to see like the encounter he had with the xenomorphs. But he sees that Danny wasn't in the bathroom. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, sorry, I just saw a family photo and I just wanted to see what it is. I think I'm going to go though, Dad. So Gabriel is just kind of angry. He's like, "Really, you just got here. Like, why are you leaving? Can't even finish one beer." And they kind of get into the argument. Gabriel, again, is just like, "I'm trying, like, I've been dealing with shit. You and your mom, you could have come seen me too. Like, I can't just drop what I was doing for you and your mother. Like, come on, I'm doing my own stuff here too. I'm giving you stuff." And again, the weylund-yutani is killing the world, everything. Danny's very anti-weylund-yutani, which I get it. I understand, we're doing kind of the thing where it's like the young generation's like anti-government, anti-corporation, and the older guy, the military guy's just like, "Son, you are not seeing the bigger picture here. Like, it provided me jobs for you and like your brother, and everything we did, I did it for you guys. Like, come on, weylund-yutani is not the enemy," is what he's saying. It's like, he is though, Dad. You're not seeing that. Like, all of that is the enemy. Why don't you see that? And they get into an argument. Danny just decides to leave, and Gabriel's pretty mad. But we do see that he stole the flash drive, or whatever it is, just some device that's going to help them sort some stuff out. So we cut to a flashback that Gabriel's having, where he is seeing his crew being killed by some facehuggers. They're all tied up and stuff, and it's a really great page. It looks great. I love the way that the darkened colors really plays into like the horror feel. It looks really good. It's got some solid line work. It's just really cool to see. He's like breaking out some of his crew. They're trying to escape, but they get like a close-up look at one of the xenomorphs, and he just kind of kills the guy next to him. And we see that this is him recalling the events to a bishop, and the bishop is just like, "Huh, fascinating. I wonder how that's going to play up." And he's kind of like asking about the bishop that was on their teams. Like, we saw him as a friend. We trusted him. He was our friend. He was part of our crew. I really like that feeling. It's really cool to see. This bishop is kind of like, now that you're retired and everything, maybe you should tell your son why you're really back on Earth. We find out that Gabriel Cruz is sick, and that's kind of why they made him go on leave. That's why he's back on Earth, but he wanted to reconnect with his son before there was not enough time to do so. His son doesn't want to. Bishop's like, if you told him the truth, maybe he'd listen and want to like at least try to reach out to you. It could be a shot in the dark, it could help. Or even, maybe you should tell him about your dreams you're having. That could be enough to help him out too. I like Gabriel. Gabriel's a really great lead, and having his son kind of be the antagonist is kind of fun. So we see it's been like a month, and we're back on the Epsilon station. We're following the adventures of like two crew members. Again, there's another cat on board. Obviously, it's a reference to like Jonesy, right? Like, it has to be. I think that's very fun and very cute. Is the cat's name Jonesy? I can't remember anymore. I haven't seen the first Alien movie in a very long time. I feel like such a dumbass talking about this book, so I'm like, weylund-yutani, I know what that is, kind of, but I don't remember it. Epsilon Station, do I know what that is? I'm just losing it a bit. I think I just forget enough. I think I'm forgetting more about Alien as I go down on this thing. It's great. So this crew member's like, there's like some weird thing docking here. Maybe we should go check out what it is. So the female crew member goes to check out. Instantly gets her head blown up. You're like, oh shit, what is this going to be? And it is Danny and his weird militia crew, and they're here like to take something down. They kill the crewmates. They're looking for like some secret server thing that's going to give them the information to take down weylund-yutani. But of course they don't find it. They find like a weird biology lab where they're cloning a bunch of xenomorphs and making a bunch of weird creatures and shit. And he's like, this is really weird. What are we doing here? And they find one container that says Alpha. Not a good sign. One of the doctors is like, please don't do anything stupid. Like, if you do something stupid, some bad shit is about to happen. One of the people shoots the lady doctor, and suddenly the alarms go off. They're like, oh shit, what's going on? There's something in the darkness that's following us. We see a facehugger burst from a cage and attacks one of the people, and Danny's just freaking out as it jumps and lunges towards him. And you're like, oh shit, what's going to happen to Danny? Very fun book. Great place to end it right there. You're getting the reveal of like an actual in timeline xenomorph facehugger thing attacking one of the crew's people. Very fun book. It deals with trauma in a really fun way. I love the idea of Gabriel just kind of like trying to figure out how he can get back into this world, even though he doesn't feel like he belongs. It's a really great angle to play up. It's really cool to see. I like that it doesn't focus on the xenomorphs. I know a lot of people might want that mindless action with all these like random aliens getting killed, but this is a great story too. This feels very inspired by like the first movie, and I like that a lot. It's very fun, very well done. Great way to introduce Alien into like the Marvel universe. Because one of the things I like about this too, and if Marvel ever wanted to do this, they could definitely do it this way. Because it's set in 2200, you could definitely maybe do some time stuff where it goes to 2020, and then you have like the xenomorphs and everything come to that timeline. If you wanted to do it that way, you definitely could go down that rabbit hole, which is kind of cool to see. I thought that was great. Just a really fun story. I'm very excited to see what Philip Kennedy Johnson and Salvatore LaRocca bring us in the next installment. It is well worth your time. It's coming back in a big way. This feels like the launch of something very cool we are going to be seeing in the Alien universe. And maybe the next time around I'll remember more stuff about Alien, so I don't feel like a dumbass when I'm just rambling about stuff I don't know. It's great though. Really fun. I hope a lot of people check out this book because I'd like it to succeed. I think Conan did good, and I think Ultraman did good, so I have no doubts that Alien is going to follow in the same suit. So, Alien issue number 1, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.